So I'm back here at Sam's Ford. I am taking a third go at getting these tires balanced properly. The front feels great. They weight balanced them and they threw some balancing beads in. I haven't been getting any type of an issue there. However, the back of the truck is still giving me a pretty bad vibration at times. So what we're going to try to do is remove all the beads, and I have these Centramatic rings that we're going to be installing to see if they solve the problem. So we're going to take a go at it here. Hopefully they do. I believe they will, simply because the whole logic behind them is a much better design in terms of addressing vibration and balancing. Alright guys, I have to admit, these folks at Sam's are amazing. I tried to take my truck in to a commercial tire shop, and it was just really hard dealing with them because they really didn't want to make it their problem. However, I took the truck back to Sam's. I got these really cool Centramatic rings. Basically, they act very similar to balancing beads, except they're in a very smooth cylindrical container or ring that goes around the hub. And there are so many good testimonials about how these work. So I talked to Centramatic. They sent me a set of these for my truck to put on to see if we could get everything fixed up. So these rings are going to go on the front hubs, and they're going to go between the wheel and the hub assembly, and these are going to go between the dually wheels on the back. It's kind of like a steel shotgun style pellet that's inside of these rings, along with a proprietary oil bath system that keeps them lubricated, as well as free from rust or corrosion or anything that might actually affect them. They're supposed to last forever. You can remove them, of course, from one vehicle and move them to another as long as your bolt pattern and everything is the same. But these essentially, again, act kind of like balancing beads, except they're in a cylindrical ring which is lubricated, so they're always going to move correctly. They're not going to stick. You don't have any chance that they're going to get tied up with the rubber compound on the inside of the tire and not go to where they're supposed to balance out the assembly. So hopefully this works. I think it will. The front tires of my truck have weights as well as some balancing bags. The back tires of my truck, unfortunately, on the outside are only balanced right now with balancing beads, whereas the inside ones have traditional weights. So the Centramatic is simply going to rest directly over your assembly, like this, and it's going to sit flat, like that. So this one simply rests between the two rear dually assemblies. They claim that it doesn't matter which way it's facing, but since the weight really is more of a challenge on this specific wheel on the outside, they're going to move the ring so it's pointed to the outside. You can see that they use traditional weights there on the inside because this is a steel rim. And here is the steel inner rim that is on this truck. You know, I know a lot of people think that because of how much you pay for these trucks, you should have aluminum rims both on the inside and outside. In my personal opinion, I am completely fine with having the steel rim on the inside, mainly because you can use standard weights and you really don't have a problem. On the outside, you have to use a special weight that's a TAL size weight, and because of that, not a lot of shops have them, and it scratches the finish really bad on the outside lip of the rim. That's why they prefer to use either stick-on weights or something like the Centramatic product. I feel like I can drive on railroad tracks with the setup this way. So the Centramatics go on this side just like the other side. They essentially just slide directly on. So the first tire's off, and you can probably see the beads inside. See, that might be the issue right there.
Yeah,
look at that right there.
Yeah, we took the bag out right now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean,
see, that's what they did. The ones we did didn't have a bag.
Yeah, the ones you did were nice shiny beads. This looks like cat litter. Actually, looks just like cat litter. And I've heard people who've used cat litter in them before, but that looks like just a bunch of rocks. And I guess the side effect of these, they're abrasive. This stuff might even be able to damage the inside of the tire over time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I don't know. Those are the beads that
yeah.
the tire might use.
Stuff you use I know are perfectly round. That's that Magnum Plus stuff. Crazy.
Yeah,
and these are the original ones that Sam's put in. As you can see, these are actually really cool. These are little balls. Yeah, these are the perfect type of bead to use. And you can see where the bag tears open. And my theory is maybe the beads get stuck in the bag, and perhaps that might be part of it. But man, these Magnum beads are a heck of a lot better than what that other Southern Tire put in there. Yeah, Southern Tire it looks like cat litter. That's what it looks like they put in there.
Where? Under.
And the whole way is,
the thing.
As it rolls, you can actually see how they move inside there. You know, honestly, the Magnum stuff looks a lot better. Yeah, and here's the bag material. It tears apart once you throw it in there and you drive for a little bit. But yeah, the whole way these things work is they roll around.
I don't know.
So this is the bag Southern Tire threw in there?
Yeah. That's how their tires.
Yeah. So you can naturally see how they could clump up inside of this bag and cause an even worse imbalance. And these are these beautiful Alcoa wheels that come off of the truck. I don't know why anybody would want to upgrade to anything other than these. These things look amazing. So now it's kind of just a waiting game because I'm waiting for the folks to get back with the tires. They took the tires off so they could vacuum out all of the beads with the shop vac over at the detail center. Then they're going to bring them back here, reposition them back on the truck, and allow these really cool Centramatics to take over. So let me show you another ruby red dually that you may like. This is the man. This is the guy that helps me out all the time here at Sam's, and this is a truck he drives. What size tires you got on here?
35 1250.
35 1250s on a 22-inch wheel. So guys, I know I said it before, but the folks here at the Quick Lane at Sam's in Corpus, absolutely amazing to work with. The biggest shout out I have to give is my friend Matthew right here. I mean, this guy totally took care of me. This truck's been in here 3 times, but I'll tell you, I have not once felt like I have, put them out or made them feel frustrated that I keep bringing it back. Every time I bring my truck in, they're like, what can we do to make it better? And, most of the time you go to a shop and if they have to keep re-diagnosing a problem, they tend to get frustrated. These guys have just been wanting to fix the problem every time. So absolutely love working with these guys here. If you're in town in Corpus Christi, Texas, stop by Sam's Ford Quick Lane department. They will take extra good care of you. So when you're installing these back Centramatics on, you got to be sure that these openings, which are not handles, even though they might look like they are lined up for your valve stems. Otherwise, when you put your outside rim back on, you're not going to be able to access your valve stem to air up your tire. So I am leaving Sam's Ford with my new Centramatics installed on the truck. They removed all of the balancing beads from the tires. The inner rear 2 dually tires are still weight balanced. The outer ones have no weights on them, simply using the rings. The front ones, they removed all the weights, they removed all the beads, just the rings. Let's see how these things work. I got to give a huge shout out again to the folks here at Sam's. They really have made this personal to them. They've made it something that they want to make sure gets fixed and addressed. Only one person here has even watched my YouTube channel, which is funny. I think they all will probably end up watching it by the time the day's over. What they were doing for me was simply because they wanted to make sure it was done right. And they were completely cool with me filming the process, so I appreciate that. Matthew, who I mentioned earlier, outstanding person to deal with. He absolutely owned up to every aspect of this entire installation, every aspect of making sure this was done right. All the guys there were just super easy and awesome to work with, so definitely have to say thank you to the folks at Sames Quick Lane. They just really went above and beyond. So I am not on a smooth road right now, so this is absolutely not the road that's going to tell me how well they work. So far, they seem to be working well. Not getting any vibration at all in the front, and the back feels solid, but I'm not on the smoothest stretch of road, so once I get on the expressway, I'll have more information. I am extremely glad that I took out the stuff that was put in the back tires of my truck. The stuff that's on the front tires of my truck, you know, the front was riding pretty smooth, but they removed everything. So I have no more weights on any of the 4 outer tires, so the 2 front and the 2 outer rear tires, and it's all Centramatic balancing rings. So I'm really interested to see how these are going to perform on the highway at higher speeds. So far, they seem to be working really well. I will give you a long-term review of how these work for me. I think they're going to work really well because I believe the concept of them is a much better concept than just throwing bags of beads inside of your wheels and tires. But I will definitely give you my honest review and evaluation of these Centramatic rings. I will put the link to them in the description of my video if you're interested in trying them yourselves. There are a lot of folks who watch my channel who claim they are the best thing ever, so I'm sure there's a lot of feedback already out there. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a big thumbs up, and I will talk to you again very soon.